Divya played very well today. Yes, with the black pieces, she was more confident than yesterday.
Yes, yes, much more.
So she played h5. Let's see. Will Jiner play b4, a5?
Somewhere it will be actually very good to play, but
yes, we need
okay,
to
so
show
queen
this
c5,
idea. So
rook
maybe
c2, queen d6, but immediately it does not work because it's hanging that pawn
yes,
on
of
b4.
course. But that's why Divya is keeping her queen. Yes, on c5 and d6.
Yes, maybe now
I
rook
think
c4 makes sense.
she doesn't want to allow Jiner to play b4 and a5 and to create a pass pawn of her own.
Rook e2. They are kind of repeating the position.
So what do we have so far?
Oh, rook e8, what an interesting move. As queen d4 is not working because of rook e2 check. Rook could not capture it because of queen d4. And on the same time, if the king goes on h3 after rook e2 check.
But look, Divya can take on b5. Then I can play rook d8 and rook d5 back. Maybe I will end up with an extra pawn in this endgame. She can trade queens. Because you cannot avoid this variation. Let's show it. Queen b5,
Queen b5.
rook d8 and rook d5. What do you do here?
Yes, but I have b4 there also in case I need it.
No,
and
but
rook d5,
so,
b4.
yes, you want to play b4 here, of course. But now my king is maybe a bit closer. Okay, she goes for this line. Well, she cannot lose this game, of course, and this game is going to be drawn most likely. But after rook d8, rook d5, Divya is trying to find chances. b4 needs to be played because after rook b5,
yes, but then it's d3. There is
here
d3.
we are. Divya will play this endgame with an extra pawn. And we know that psychologically it is so difficult because this position was equal, but now you will have to defend with the pawn down, and I can say that black is much better now.
Rook takes b5 and rook b2.
No, but this endgame is much better for black, I feel. Because you have these holes, maybe the king can march to g4. What do you think? King f3, yes, rook b5.
Rook b2.
Yes, wait a second, the rook is on d4. Oh, she played rook d4, she wants to take on b4 and then on b5.
Even more smart.
King e3, rook b4, and now, yes, let's focus on this game because I think that our boards are too sensitive and the transmission is glitching. So, King e3.
Maybe it's time to play f5 here.
f5 is actually a very good idea because I thought that if the rook is on the 5th rank, but now after rook b5 you don't have this move anymore, and king will go to maybe e7 now, but then rook d7. Okay, let's see if Divya will be able to score a victory here, because for the moment in the confrontation of all Indian team against the world, we have the world leading 2-1 because Lagno Katerina beat Harika Dronavali and Mirurt Kamalidinova beat Ramesh Babu Vaishali. Hampi Koner won against Alexandra Kostyanyuk, and this is our last game. I think that Divya needs to start pushing this pawn. Yes, rook b3 and b5.
She first wants to activate the king.
Yes, but then
how?
You need to activate the king when your pawn is advanced.
Yeah, because now it will be check, check.
Yes, you can't allow white to take on f7. So she's going to f5 then, yes? So f6 then, and king f5. Rook b3. I feel that Divya is going to win this game.
Yes.
This is such
we have the same feelings.
Such a twist, yes. So after rook b3, f6, king f5. This
What
has
about
to
king
be done.
f5 immediately? Is it possible? No,
I don't
not
want.
necessary.
I don't
yeah,
want to
it's
give
not
the pawn on
necessary at all.
f7. So f6 is a very prophylactic move. You know, you are hoping to take something here. So f6, king f5.
King h3 was in the game.
Stalemate. You know, ideas. If you if you can leave the
Somehow.
yes
Somehow
to
something.
sacrifice the rook somewhere. But now after rook b8. Divya needs to maybe to advance her pawn to play b5.
First, I would love to play rook
Oh,
b2.
she plays rook b1. Okay, I wanted to play b5. Of course, we understand that Divya is very nervous.
Yes, but what about king e4 now?
King e4 and king f3.
Yes.
And that's
here
her
we are.
idea. But king g2 needs to be played. Then you will play
Then
rook
check.
b2
And king f3
and king
anyway.
f3. Okay, this is it. I think that Jiner realized that she can no longer save this game. What a performance!
Great game from
Black
Divya.
game. She equalized from the opening. She held her own, and when given a chance, this inaccuracy queen b5, this reckless move by Jiner allowed Divya Deshmukh to turn the tables and to win this game. I can hear Indian fans chanting there all over the internet.
Now
But
we can push even b5.
b5, yes, of course.
Still, we have to be, you know, clear here. Because still, rook's endgame is tricky. At any time, any mistake could cost a half a point. So after b5, I think that's it. b5 seems to me the best move, actually.
Yes, you are taking away for the moment this c4 square. And anyway, the king on this e4 is very close to the b1 square.
You have to push, you know.
Yes.
Without that pawn, you could not win this game.
You cannot just keep everything on the board.
Yes.
The pawn on f6, the pawn on g6. So just push b5. You're getting one square closer. Yes.
b4, b5, b4.
One move closer to this promotion.
Just go.
But we know how nerve-wracking these games are. Alexandra Kostyuk was completely winning, but she blundered against Hampi Conero. Hampi, who defended heroically, found every practical chance here. Divya needs to make a move. b5 has to be played. King f5 back. But after rook c6 now, you know, she comes rook b5 back, rook d6, rook b4. What is her idea? Rook b2, rook b1.
She's just getting the time.
Okay. She needs to push b5 now.
Yes, without that, it's just impossible to win.
By the way, this position has been repeated twice already.
And here we are.
We were in danger, in a very dangerous zone, because Jiner could have claimed a threefold repetition, so b5 had to be played, b6. But now that the king is a bit farther away, and you know, things are a bit more difficult. So rook c6.
Of course, still winning, still winning. But
b4.
if she was going to do that, then just do it with the king on e4, yeah. But okay, still winning. What to say?
b3.
b3 has to be.
There are stalemate ideas, of course, but we are so far from them.
Yeah.
So b3 needs to be played here.
I mean, if not b3, then how we are going to win? So b3 is a move that has to be done, and then you can think later. So rook b5 check. Now king rook b4. Rook
yes,
b4 makes more sense.
It's a more stubborn defense, yes, because.
But what about b2?
b2 with the idea of playing rook h1, yes.
Yes, king g2, and maybe it's not winning. Maybe.
Yes, maybe this will be the way for white to hold, because then you go back and then you check if the king approaches. Yes.
Now Ju has to start doing checks, like rook b6, to somehow capture the f6 pawn. And here we are.
By the way, I really think that b2 was a draw.
Changing. Yeah, could
Yes,
be,
because I think that then Black King could not escape the checks. So Divya is being very precise till the very last moment. b2 can be played. King c4 supporting the pawn. She just gives the pawns on the king's side, but this will not be sufficient. Rook f6.
b2.
b2.
Wait, b2, rook b6. No, not b2.
No, maybe first you need to activate your king. Rook, yes.
d1.
It's like I'm getting nervous myself. What a game, what a battle.
Rook d1 has to be done and then just push the pawn.
This is such a powerful illustration of this knockout format. Of course, tie breaks are inevitable. They are inherent to this format. They are even the essence of this format because it's not easy to decide the winner in classical games.
And here we are. We have rook d1 on the board.
Rook d1, so if you take on g6 here,
just b2,
then
just
b2
winning,
and the king on c4 is very close, so Jiner needs to play rook b6.
On rook b6 there could be even rook d5.
So creating the bridge immediately. Yes, rook d1, rook d5. Yes, we don't have the board, we cannot show it.
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, but
rook
still.
d1 is a very, very strong move, sealing the victory. So here we are. If Divya
Actually,
plays,
I think even king c3 is winning here.
But rook d5 is
rook d5
so pretty.
is more,
yes. And she goes for it. Okay, the victory cannot escape Divya Deshmukh. And what a stunning result this would be. She is going to beat Jiner with the black pieces in their first game. I am speechless.
Yeah,
Valerie.
the same here.
Yes, I am absolutely impressed by Divya's game today. She is determined, and this will bring the score of our tie breaks to 2, yes?
Yes.
And Jiner knows that this is it. Rook b5 is the next move.
Yes. I mean, I think it's already time for handshake. We understand the emotions of the players and so on, but the position is completely losing, so it's just rook b5 possible. I'm not saying anything about taking on g4.
Yes, you can
also
take on g4.
Just not changing anything. Yeah,
And
why
she
not?
goes for it, of course. King g3, and now
And
you
rook
can
d5.
play rook b5.
And that's it. Yeah.
Rook c6. Where should we go? Maybe king d3, yes. I thought maybe we can keep the king closer, but king d3, rook c1 has to be played.
So rook d6
maybe
check.
if one more check, then we will go even king e4. Divya takes her time. She drinks some water, you know.
Now king e4 is also possible.
Yes,
I mean, easy win. King e4, rook d1, b2, rook b1, and king f5. No? What?
King e2, but rook e6.
And king f1. This is what she wanted. Yeah. Okay. It's just game over. And now black will go to c2, and the rook on the 5th rank is just tapping all white pawns. So it's time to resign. Actually, this is the end. There is not even the practical chances here for white, so resignation. So congratulations to Divya, who showed the excellent performance with black pieces and won the amazing game.
Here we have e4, knight c6.
Here Divya is trying to be super solid.
Knight f3, d6, d4, bishop b5 is also an option there, by the way. Bishop, instead of d4, you can play bishop b5 as well, but maybe Jiner wants, you know, to get those messy positions. So d4, grabbing the center, g6. And we got some pairs with bishop c4 and queen e2. Very healthy way to play those positions, but they allow black also to have a play of its own. The knight goes to h5 actually in this position. That's why Divya played bishop g5. Yes, because sometimes black plays knight h5, knight f4, so she wanted to avoid this line. Knight d8. How many moves do we have? Knight e3 and knight e6.
Knight e6 is the last move that I see here.
I like this maneuver.
And bishop takes e6.
Bishop e6, so Divya gets rid of her second bishop.
Wow.
But then she plays knight d5. So maybe Jiner is forced to give this bishop away.
Yeah, because
and then,
c7 pawn is also hanging. Queen has to go on d6 or d8, does not matter, and then it will be knight f4.
But if queen c5, then Divya wants to play b4?
b4.
Okay, maybe let's show it, of course.
Take a look.
You have queen d8, queen d6, but queen c5 is a very natural move. Then
And
b4.
after b4, white is winning, as queen does not have a space to go. I mean, not winning, okay, queen d6 and then knight f6, I mean this. So the only move actually seems is queen d8. And on queen d8, what about knight b6?
Yes, knight b6 is winning in exchange.
Oh,
Yes.
so it means that the black has to capture on d5 immediately.
What a way, to transform.
Yeah,
The
Jiner is
position
in
is-
trouble.
She transposes to this middle game with the heavy pieces on the board, but with the knight on f3, which is also a very nice piece. So Divya considers that the bishop on g7 will not be able to get into play, and then she will control the d file and force massive exchanges.
Yeah, after taking on d5, oh, queen d8.
So she allows knight b6. Maybe she thinks that that's her best practical chance. She wants to
Yes,
play
but
with...
just exchanged on.
Yes, but with two bishops, and after knight b6, she wants to take a b6, rook d8, and because she realized that she will not be able to create counterplay in the other position.
But do you think she can do it here?
Doesn't matter, she will have two bishops on the board.
Something else, but not that,
Yes,
right?
let's just show. Knight b6, I think she wants to take a b6, rook d8, rook f d8, and keep the bishops on the board, hoping for a mistake.
Maybe b3. Ah, bishop b3 is
Bishop
hanging.
b3 is possible, actually.
Yeah,
here, yes.
so b3 not possible.
And then if a3, maybe she wants to get a grip on the
So
white
maybe let's start with c4 then.
squares.
c4 makes sense.
But c4, maybe then I can double rook d7, and then rook d8.
I'm not on time. I'm
yes.
not on time. That's correct.
It's an interesting idea, by the way. If you want to go all in, and to create something very unbalanced here, that's the way to go. And Divya has to go knight b6. A b6, rook d8. Of course, she understands that it will not be easy to convert her advantage, but she doesn't need
first
to
of all,
convert
rook
it.
d1
Yes, she
also
needs a
makes
draw.
sense, I think so. Immediately, to don't care, to ignore a2 pawn.
So just leave the... But okay, maybe rook d1, bishop a2. Maybe I can grab bishop a2 immediately.
Yeah,
What do you
let's
think?
play that. No,
So
she played
just
knight
played
d2.
knight d2. So black needs to activate the bishop on g7 and also to double on the d file. So Jiner starts by doubling her rooks. Rook d7, then her next move will be rook d8. By the way, white needs to make a luft, so h3 maybe is useful here.
So what happened? Rook d7.
Rook d7, and do we have a move here? Knight f1. Oh, she reroutes her knight to f1 and e3. It's a very interesting plan, of course. But what should Jiner do after rook d8? Okay, now she has the control of the d file. She needs to activate her bishop on g7. Black managed to take the pawn on h2, but Divya is activating her rook, and I think that now she's simply winning after rook c1. The king has nowhere to go, so queen f6 check, then taking on c6, or even mating, who knows. If king d7, yes, maybe I can take queen c6 and mating.
Don't
yes.
forget that Jiner was in a must-win situation, and now there is nothing to win here with black. More, if the white wants to win the game, they can win the game, or just do the perpetual check like Divya is doing.
But Divya can play queen e6, and she can
But she
take
doesn't.
on
She
c6,
just
of
doesn't
course.
care, you know. Yeah, why not actually?
She knows now. Look at her
Yeah,
after
that's it.
king b6. Okay, she is given a perpetual check. She will take one last look at the position. She can play queen e6, I feel, and then queen c6, because black cannot protect the pawn on c6.
Yes, that's true.
Maybe let's show it, like here rook b1 is queen e6. How can you protect this pawn? And mate follows. Of course, she wants to avoid rook f2, rook g2, but everything is coming with checks.
Yeah.
She is asking the arbiter to stop the clock, claiming that after rook c1, it's a threefold repetition. Jiner accepts, and look at this. She can't believe that she's done it. Divya Deshmukh has qualified for the fourth round.
Also, Kosteniuk ended up her game.
I think they are waiting for the electronic confirmation, because all games are recorded electronically, but rook c1 for me is the threefold repetition, because this position has happened twice already. Let's wait for the arbiter, and the draw is agreed. Divya Deshmukh, she can't hide her smile, but she said that the tournament is very long and she is definitely going to stay.
Yep.